Radio program. This is an honor for us on this program to be speaking with a gentleman who is a Customs and Border Patrol agent. We are not going to tell you his real name. These people speak to us on condition of anonymity because they fear losing their jobs. But one must ask themselves, what the hell kind of job is their government asking them to do? Let's hear from him himself. I'm going to call him Mark. Mark, welcome to the program. It is an honor to hear your voice, sir.
Hi, good morning. How you doing, Wendy Bell?
Good, I'm well. Mark, thank you. I want you to tell everybody a little bit about where you're based, what your duties are, and then we're going to get into what you see and what we, the people, are not being told any night on the news.
Okay, first of all, I also have Joseph with me. He's also another Border Patrol agent.
Wonderful.
We're both going to be speaking.
Hi, Joseph. Yes, I'll talk to both of you. Mark, you go ahead first.
Okay, I'm 11 years in the Border Patrol. I work down in the Southwest border, and my duties had totally changed from being a Border Patrol agent to being, well, basically now travel agents.
Huh. Explain that to me, sir.
So we are taken from the field from our regular day jobs. We are now being put into these, what we call salt-side facilities. They're huge tents, and they are bringing all migrants that cross illegally into these tents. And we basically process them, do their paperwork, and get them their airplane tickets to wherever destination they're going in the United States, or their bus tickets to wherever they're going into the United States.
What is the extent of the vetting?
There is not much. We run their fingerprints, and if nothing comes out in our system that they haven't been arrested in the United States before, they're free to go wherever they want.
Wait a minute. So they could be arrested wherever they're coming from, but as long as they don't have a prior record in the United States, they're free to gain admittance?
Correct. We are seeing a lot of MS-13 members, a lot of what we call jailhouse tattoos. But since they haven't been arrested in the United States before, they get to roam the U.S. for free.
Joseph, tell me about what you do, sir.
Well, I do the same exact job. I started in the southern border as well, just like Mark. And I just recently, now I work in the northern border. So it's a very, very different dynamic. But the northern border completely has been transferred into the virtual processing. We do a lot of processing through the computer systems to help ease the mass influx on the southern border. And I can tell you, as Mark stated, the background check and everything like that, it's very minimal. It's laughable in a way. There's not much that goes into it. If there's no arrest that's found, and even in a lot of cases, it isn't even their first crossing that happens. In some cases, it's their second or their third because of this new Title 42. A lot of expelling, we might say, because it's not a deportation. A lot of expelling, removing someone from the country, is not actually recorded in the normal way it might be under the original INA system, where it would be an expedited removal or a streamline or something like that, where it actually has repercussions behind it. I myself have actually processed many individuals where I've seen they have 2 or 3 prior removals, but again, they're just removing the physical body from this country. They're not actually keeping a record. They're not getting any type of criminal record. So it comes up, but we don't do anything about it, and they've already been here 2 or 3 times.
So, Mark, I want to get back to you. Tell me what sorts of things you're seeing that you've experienced that we aren't being told every night on the news or any night.
The influx of people crossing. So we're seeing probably already we're in month 5th of this year, close to 2 million people crossed. And I would say 98.
It's already last year.
It's 98% of them get to stay. We're spending $12.5 million a month on this off-site facility to house them, and we're building another one because it's over max. Texas has 3 of them. California has 2 of them. So we're spending crazy amount of money for no reason.
Joseph, you're experiencing, you were chiming in when he was talking about the numbers, sir.
Well, I was just commenting that this year is already on track to beat last year as far as total amount of crossings.
For sure. And what do you think is the most egregious or, let's say, unsafe thing going on?
So there's almost no verification that, again, we aren't verifying everyone's criminal background. And then second, especially with everything going on with the coronavirus, we're not verifying that everyone is tested for coronavirus. And ironically, they're not mandated to have any type of coronavirus vaccine. And then they're just being, as Mark stated, put on a plane with hundreds of other people and shipped to any other city in the United States. And then we most likely will never see them again. The amount of people that actually show up for the ICE ERO immigration court hearings that we try to set them up for is about 10%. And that's being honest about it. That's not a conservative number. That's just the honest number.
Talk to me about morale, Mark. I can't imagine what you had been doing and then now what you are doing. And I can't imagine your hours, the exhaustion. I read some of the documents you sent my way, working 28 days or how many ever days that you're away from your families and you're stuck in bad hotels and you're given per diems to eat junk, crap food. Talk to me about the struggle.
So Joseph was working in the northern border. Those guys are being sent to the southern borders every 30 days.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, every 30 days. They are now being divorced because it's hard on their family. They're having stress issues, health issues. Imagine being away from your family every 30 days. Every 30 days you have to go to the southern borders. Down here in the northern and the southern border, it's crazy. There is no morale. Everybody's so fed up because you see like children being trafficked, and you bring it up to the supervisors. We bring it up to ICE, which that's their job. Their job is solely child trafficking, or trafficking of humans. And ICE tells you, I can't do my job because we're helping you guys process all these illegals coming in. So now DHS is helping smugglers traffic childs, basically, because we can't do our job.
Tell people with child trafficking, what's the end game of child trafficking, guys?
There is no end game. That's a billion-dollar industry that's never going to go away. But we can at least save the ones that we know. And now, due to this administration letting everybody in, we can't even help those kids.
What I meant by my question is, what is child trafficking doing? Kids are being what?
Kids are being trafficked through us to organizations that traffic them and sell them or put them into work, like slave camps.
Or, God forbid, the sex trade.
Exactly.
That's the worst possible outcome of that situation.
Joseph, tell me about that.
The same as Mark stated, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry for the cartels down in Mexico.
Tell me a little bit more, Joseph.
Well, I'm not ICE. I don't know specifically. I haven't handled any child trafficking cases myself. I've seen it though. I've seen children being thrown over the fence. I've seen them being transported through the desert in inhumane conditions and completely unsafe conditions, no food, no water for weeks, and it's sad to see. It's disgusting. And a lot of times it's done by the parents, and you sit there and question things. And other times it's not. It's done by someone who's completely unrelated. And you have to question at that point, why is that child being trafficked by someone who's not related to them? Why are they by themselves with these people? Where are they going? And you do everything you can. You process them, you take them in, you take care of them, you give them food, water, blankets, and shelter. But ultimately, at the end of the day, when we leave, we go home, and then they get picked up by our transportation services, picked up by CPS. We don't get another moment later on that says, "Hey, they're good to go. They're safe. You know, they're with a nonprofit." In a way, it's a very thankless job that you see the worst of law enforcement possibilities. But after everything is said and done, you don't get a lot of the resolute dispositions, the positive outcomes. You don't see it. So for agents, we see the worst, but we don't see the benefit in the end.
Tell us, guys, tell me, how are you feeling about this Biden administration? Because remember, they were pushing back against such inhumane methods under Donald Trump. How do you feel? What do you want people to know who are listening to you now about the people in charge?
It's gotten worse. It's gotten completely, everything is so messed up down at the border. Our immigration processing, our ways of handling things, everything has gotten worse. There's literally no, how can I say this? I mean, there's no.
I would say there really is no more immigration process. It's just a processing process. There's no control. There's no handling of the border. We as Border Patrol agents used to complain about the few small areas out in the far corners of the desert that had no wall, had no fence, had no manpower, had no assets there. Now it doesn't matter that those areas are still there. Subjects are just crossing the border anywhere they can, and we're not doing anything. We're not deporting them. We're not processing them. We're not really arresting them. We're just getting them into a group, taking them into the Southside facility, processing them for the administrative processing aspect, and then letting them go in a way. It has gotten way worse. And as far as safety and concern, the inhumanity of it, it's really ironic because the whole cages and fences thing, Border Patrol agents released those pictures risking their jobs so that the people could see what was happening. That ended up somehow biting us in the butt anyway. But those cages still exist. Not to say cages, but the exact same things still exist under the Biden administration. Most people don't even know that. They don't care to know. They don't want to know. They don't pay attention to those things. But the inhumanity of it is now, when we used to be able to handle a group of 10, a group of 20, make sure that they're all okay, they're all safe. If anyone was in danger, we would send them off. Actually have a hold on these things. We no longer have that handle. We no longer have that hold. Now it's groups of hundreds. And it's one agent, maybe two agents trying to wrangle in that group. And if someone's injured, you don't even talk to them. You don't even know. You don't have time to talk to them. And then you take them into the station, and a lot of those issues where an agent might have noticed that a child was acting weird and may have been raped. There's so many people to process now, you don't have time to stop for that. And not to put that on the agent, but you just don't.
I understand. Do you guys have 5 minutes? Can you hang tight with me for 1 second through a commercial break?
No.
Yeah, that's a yes?
Yes.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Mark and Joseph, obviously aliases for these two Border Patrol agents who are talking. It's just breathtaking. And these are the men and women who are being beaten down because at the end of the day, you never feel like you've accomplished anything. And you know that all of it is corrupt and dangerous and wrong. Period. The sacrifice I can't fathom. Welcome back to the Wendy Bell Radio program. On the line right now with us, we have Mark and Joseph, not their real names, but they are real Border Patrol agents. Joseph, I'm going to ask you first why the circumstance that you guys are working under, what you're seeing, the impotence of your federal government, and the purposefulness of this is breathtaking. Tell me first, before I ask Mark, why have you not left?
Well, I'm actually kind of in the process of trying to leave. It's just, it's very demoralizing. It's very disgusting what you see in a lot of federal agencies. I know I've heard of other like FBI agents talking anonymously about the things that they see in a federal agency. It's in Border Patrol as well. They do not congratulate or think it's the right thing for agents to speak up, to speak out, to try and do the right thing. In fact, a lot of times you get in trouble if you do that. That's exactly why we have aliases right now. And I got really tired of just seeing, as a lot of the things that we're talking about right now, a lot of the injustices, a lot of the inhumanity, and then supervisors and management just saying, there's nothing we can do. This is someone's decision above us. I'm just going to do my job. You just do your job. You don't worry about it. You know, come into work, go home at the end of every day, as if you're just a robot.
Right.
You have no feelings. You have no emotions. You have no empathy. You have no sympathy. But honestly, Border Patrol agents are some of the most empathetic and sympathetic humans I've ever known. We've given our own food and water to these people. Whenever they're injured, we help them, we pick them up, we carry them out of the desert. You know, we understand their plight and their hardships. We do have the job to do. Those are good things that Border Patrol agents signed up to do. We signed up to help people, to take care of people, to protect the United States, and also be human. But now it's not even about protecting the United States, and it's not humane either. It's very disgusting. So the question was, why haven't I left? I'm actually in the process of leaving. I'm just hoping to God that it comes through soon enough.
Mark, how about you, love?
I'm actually in the same boat as Joseph. We're both in the process of leaving the Border Patrol. I find it disgusting to work for this agency, for this administration. They do not take pride or ownership. It's just changed so much since I've got in. And I understand, you know, times change, but to let millions and millions of illegals come into the United States without being checked, just let them go wherever they want to go, pay for it. Like, and the hardest part, I'm a veteran, so is Joseph. I just found out that all this money is coming from veterans' money, from the VA's budget.
Yeah, the VA is kicking in money right now.
So
What?
now they're taking the money that belongs to VA, talking about closing down VAs because they don't have enough budget to keep these VAs running. But yet they're using all that money to fund all these illegals crossing into the United States, paying for their airplane tickets, their bus tickets, paying $12.5 million a month just to keep these soft sides going, just to keep them housed.
And meanwhile,
until
taking
they-
from those
until
who
they
have,
leave the agency.
right, and then sacrificing money to go to those who've raised their hand and volunteered to serve this country. Gentlemen, any information you have on the whole veterans thing, would you please, Joseph, if you connect with Mark and shoot it to me, I want to dig into this. I want to thank you both because I'm out of time, but I want you to stay in touch with me. I speak for millions of us who thank you, and we have such heart for you, and I'm sorry, and I hope on the flip side you find joy and peace again, because you sure have been shafted by your government. Gentlemen, thank you for your time, both of you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Wendy.
Wendy.
Thanks, guys. Godspeed. It's unacceptable. Unacceptable in the United States of America today. Remember that when you go vote tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. Remember those gentlemen. They are just two. How many more? Welcome back to the Wendy.
If you're going to ask me about what I spoke